I know people are going to say, oh, you were going to hate this, we expected you to hate this, you wanted to hate this. I am in genuine shock at this. I was not expecting this. I went into this cautiously optimistic. This, say it with me, is a load of old arse. This is a load of old Michael Myers arse. This is Michael Myers arse from this movie. I was optimistic. I genuinely was. And I don't know why I was, but I'd heard that this was going to be more of a ground level thing. It was going to be more like the first Halloween 2018, which I actually quite like now. I think it's decent. Halloween Kills was a complete disaster, a cluster mess, destruction machine of rubbish. And I thought, they're going to calm down. They're going to try and have a somber end to this series. This is really bad. This is one of the worst Halloween movies. This is possibly worse than Halloween Kills. So I'm going to have spoilers in this because I'm sure you're hearing that the only way to talk about this is with lots of spoilers. But I will let you know when there is spoilers. So don't click off just yet. This movie was not scary. This movie was not... There was no tension. This is not a Halloween movie. Like, factually, this is not a Halloween movie. This is a sequel to something else. This is not a sequel to Halloween Kills. It doesn't follow on in the slightest. So this is about someone else who gets kind of obsessed with Michael Myers, and Laurie has moved on from Michael, which I tried to defend because I thought when I first heard that she moved on, I was like, how could she move on? He killed her daughter. How could she move on? But then I thought to myself, you know what? If they're going to make it clear that it was never about her, which was one of the messages of Halloween Kills, it was never about her, she was never the target, then maybe she could have moved on because she thinks, well, I was never the target. It wasn't about me. I can move on. I can get some closure. But they should have at least said in this movie that she wasn't the target or zeroed in on that stuff, but they never did. And it's just presented that Laurie has moved on for some reason. Look, it was nice to see Laurie in a new scenario, actually happy. That was nice to see, I'll say that. But just the way we got there made no sense. Michael Myers has been gone for 4 years, and the town are like making jokes about it. Like, but why would you think that he wasn't going to come back? Like, oh, he's been gone for 4 years. Fuck it, let's just goad him. Let's goad him on. Let's make it all a joke in Haddonfield. The end of Halloween Kills is Laurie going to look for Michael because he killed Karen. So you'd expect the ends would be Laurie and Michael. Final finale. I know we've seen it 5,000 times. The filmmakers probably went, oh, we've seen it 5,000 times, we can't do it. But don't lead into it then. Don't lead into it and then have a completely different story where Alison meets this creepy, weird guy who I had to be reminded of his name 9,000 times after this movie because I got so annoyed at the bloke. I was calling him Cameron, I was calling him Cole, I was calling him Chris. I still can't remember it now. Corey, sorry, I couldn't remember his name because he made such a bad impact in the movie and annoyed me so much. And I was like, sorry, who is this twat? Because we really got to focus on Michael Myers. But no, we have to focus on Corey loads in this movie. Corey is focused on so much. Corey and Alison's bromance is focused on so much. But Corey is an outcast, Corey is bullied, and Corey kind of slips into this possible madness. Will he go down a bad path? You realise what I'm talking about here. Michael Myers hasn't been mentioned. Yeah, go figure. You know, this is not really about Michael Myers, this movie. It's not really about Laurie versus Michael, even though it's to get you in the cinema, they made it about that in the trailer, which annoys me as well, because it's the arrogance of David Gordon Green, who's been an arrogant bitch throughout all of this. The way he talks, he thinks he's so smart. This movie is written pretentiously. You know, if you ever had a movie that's pretentious, or a set of movies that's pretentious, it's a David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy. So pretentious, and yet so dumb. I came out of this, and I turned around to my girlfriend, and I went, this was dumb. This was dumb. Like, this is written by people who think they're smart, but they're dumb. Every line of dialogue is just trying to set up the next scene or trying to contrive their characters to do something. Nothing is natural in this David Gordon Green Halloween universe. Every line is used to fill in gaps. There is a terrible depiction of Michael Myers in this movie, and I'll get into it in the spoilers. He is an old sod. He is freaking Sylvester Stallone Rambo 5, and even Stallone looked better than that. Like, this is just complete and utter. Think what he was in Halloween 1978. He was a creepy spectre. We didn't know what he was. And he looked so... like an apparition. In this, he's an old, mad bastard, arachnid, an amphibian falling apart, crusty, scaly loser, old man. Why do Halloween fans like this? And the good thing is I'm seeing a lot of Halloween fans hate this, finally, because they've been defending this series ever since it came out. Halloween fans are finally realising what I said all along, which is we can't just carry on Halloween for the sake of it. Lots of Halloween fans have always said, oh, if Halloween carries on, I'm happy. I just want it to carry on forever. No, at the expense of quality, we should not carry on Halloween forever. And as we see Michael Myers in this is the Halloween franchise. Falling apart, decrepit, loser, old. Why would you depict one of the scariest horror villains ever like that? Why? Why would you take away all his menace? Why would you make him look stupid? Why would you completely strip away anything that he was known as? I know there's different takes on Halloween, there's different sequels, there's different this and that, but this was approached with such an arrogant air about it. David Gordon Green acted like he was making the Godfather trilogy with this. Jamie Lee Curtis acted like she was making the Godfather trilogy with this. They really did. And to come out with something so dumb and so degrading to the Halloween franchise. I honestly felt the shock and the disappointment of Gordon Ramsay watching Halloween Ends. You could have kept Corey in this film, and it could have been a really good film about the idea of evil taking over, and I would have had Corey fighting that evil. This is just a complete cop-out. I've heard people say, oh, this is a good movie, but it's not a good Halloween movie. What are you talking about? This storyline has been seen 5 billion times on screen. This storyline was seen in Rob Zombie's Halloween, which is how someone becomes vulnerable to being evil. We've seen this 9,000 times. What are you talking about? This is a good movie, not a good Halloween movie. No, this is a bad movie. I don't want to see this storyline, which has done 9 million times, with an annoying actor, with a contrived storyline, with Alison falling in love with him for no reason, with Laurie obsessing with Corey when she should be obsessed with bloody Michael, who's still alive. You know he's still alive. We know he's still alive from Halloween Kills, but everyone's moved on. What? There is no suspense or tension or stalking scenes in this. This is not Halloween. There's no scenes that remotely get you. I mean, the opening scene is suspenseful and quite shocking. Then everything goes downhill. Like, every kill is in your face like Halloween Kills. There's barely any kills, but they're just in your face like Halloween Kills. There's no tension, no suspense built, no fear built. You don't care. You just end up getting annoyed because you're not seeing what Halloween is. Now, I'm someone who likes some different Halloween movies, so you can't tell me I just don't like different. No, this is executed so badly. I was bored to tears watching this, just getting more and more annoyed, just watching a film about someone I didn't care about. I actually came out of this and I rewrote the film in 10 seconds with everything that's in the film, and it was better. So you could have had in different elements. And I'm probably going to do a video in the future where I talk about what I would have done with Halloween Ends, because you know what, you could have done this better. We've seen this so many times. This is generic. This is a Lifetime movie. This is a TV movie. This is really lame. Right, let's get into spoilers, because I can't say much without spoilers. It's a load of old Michael Myers arse. Right, okay, spoilers. Michael Myers has been living in a sewer, like a Ninja Turtle, like a decrepit amphibian, like Lyle Crocodile. He's falling apart. He's a loser. He's pathetic. I don't know why he's in the sewer, because they never remotely say that he's licking his wounds from Halloween Kills. From my knowledge, in Halloween Kills, he came out on top. He looked fine to me. But in this, he's just suddenly limped into a sewer like some kind of decrepit old man loser, homeless hobo. Why would he go away for 4 years and make no effort to come out for 4 years? And just live in a sewer, sitting there wanking. So Corey ends up in the sewer and he grabs Corey by the throat, and this is where I have no idea in the slightest what went on. So does he transfer his evil? Does he gain some strength from Corey? I don't know. For some reason Michael Myers, because he had a street fight with some goons, Streets of Rage fight in Halloween Kills, he has to now have someone else do his bidding because he has no power? Why would you do this to Michael Myers? Why would you make him a loser who has to get someone else to do his bidding? And then Corey brings people to Michael Michael does a kill and regains his power. Like in a weird shudder, like some kind of getting electric shock off the toaster. That's what Michael does. He gets his weird electric shock when he kills. And then he regains strength. But then his strength kind of goes again until he kills again. Why has he lost all his strength from a street fight with Tommy and his mates? Why is Michael Myers suddenly decrepit? Is it old age? Like, why is he suddenly dying? Like, there's no answer whatsoever. And if he is dying, how does he get strength again? And the strength is completely inconsistent, because he gains loads of strength through killing people, but then he comes up against Laurie later and he has no strength, and Laurie beats him easily. You haven't thought this through. 4 people sat in a writer's room and jerked each other off in a big circle jerk of just writing dialogue pieces, not trying to actually think of some logical things to happen. Why would you throw Michael in such a vulnerable state with Corey treating him like a bitch? Why? Corey goes in there at one point and goes, "You have got something I want." Michael's gone back to, Michael's already gained his strength, but he still goes back to the sewers as some kind of scared kid, and he's got no power again. So, and then Corey wrestles Michael Myers to the ground. Think how many people Michael Myers has overpowered. And a 20-year-old dipshit gets him to the ground easily and rolls around on the ground with him like some kind of kids playing on the porch. This is pathetic. This is terrible. He's a scaly, amphibian, falling apart loser, rolling around the ground for a 20-year-old kid who nicks his mask. Why show this? Just show Corey go in there and we hear a kerfuffle when he's got his mask come out. At least we wouldn't know how he did it. But this movie's got no respect for the Michael Myers character. They have no respect for the Michael Myers character. So don't tell me this is a great tribute to the originals, which people have been saying this is a great trilogy. Don't tell me that anymore. And the other cardinal sin in a Halloween movie is this isn't about Michael Myers, it's about another killer. Another killer. This is about Corey. This is about cosplay Michael Myers. This is about Corey, who has a traumatic experience, gets bullied a bit, and then becomes the most brutal serial killer in history. There's no descent into madness. He gets bullied a bit after a bad experience and then becomes the most brutal serial killer in history. It's badly executed. It's badly written. You didn't need to go this route. You could have had the character of Corey and written it a lot better. You could have had Corey fight these urges. He doesn't fight these urges at all. You could have Corey, the storyline be, will Corey hold on to good? Can evil consume you when you've had a terrible thing happen? Will Michael Myers' evil consume him? But no, it's just it did. It consumed him. There you go. You could have made him fight to not go over the edge and protect Alison and Laurie. Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you suddenly just make him another killer? This film is just pathetic. Halloween Kills I hate, but at least it was a collection of random kills, and at least you can sit back and go, oh, there's some kills. This is just a collection of a dickhead who we don't care about pissing around. That's what it is. This isn't Halloween. This is a generic serial killer movie. I don't know why Laurie's not worried that he's going to come back every Halloween. And when he does come back, she's like, ah, shucks, I think Michael's back now. I've just been dealing with Corey. Darn it, Michael, you old scoundrel. That's just what happens. Michael strolls in like some kind of dad coming back late from work. He strolls into Laurie's house. I thought it wasn't about Laurie in this timeline. That's what I thought. They're not brother and sister. It wasn't about her. You could have had a reason for her to move on because it wasn't about her. But no, he goes straight to her house. Straight to her gaff. So clearly, David Gordon Green, once again with this franchise, as I've always said, is trying to have his cake and eat it. Why does he go to Laurie's house if it wasn't about her? And then Laurie and Michael have a 2-minute showdown. Are you kidding? At this point, 40 years in, we've seen more Halloween. We've seen about 9 billion iterations of Halloween. We've seen so much, and we're told this is the end. This is the end of Laurie and Michael's journey, and we get a 2-minute fight. 2 minutes. I can't believe Laurie and Michael's final fight. 2 minutes. And there's no fight. And there's no chase. I'll take Halloween H2O's chase over this any day. It's just like, it's almost like the writers went, we have to now get rid of Michael in this movie where we didn't care about him and wanted to do our own thing. So let's have him come in 2 minutes at the end and just die. Like, there's no build up to that. There's no earning of that. There's no Michael being around in the town doing some stuff before he's finally having a fight with Laurie. No, he just comes back at the end, like some dad at the end of the day, and has a 1 minute fight or 2 minute fight with Laurie, where Laurie completely and utterly overpowers the fucker. But Michael, again, has lost his power. Where is your power surge, you fuck? Because Corey was supposed to give you power. You got it, and then you've run out again in about 3 minutes. What is this? This is supposed to be the boogeyman. One of the most terrifying villains of all time, and he has to charge himself like some kind of Fortnite. How can this be, man? This is unbelievable. This is one of the worst Halloween movies, like by far as well. By far, in terms of destroying Michael Myers, in terms of just doing their own thing and saying fuck it. At least Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, yes, it was his own thing, but it didn't have Michael Myers in the background like, hey, don't forget about me. No, it had the guts. But David Gordon Green doesn't have the guts, because he just thinks, screw it, I'm going to just do what I want, but still have Michael in there to make some money and to get some fucking butts in the seats, because we know no one wants to see our bullshit. Well, I was always saying, how are they going to kill Michael in this? How are they going to kill Michael? So she cuts his wrists, cuts his throat, takes his mask off again, and we see Jude Courtney, a bold loser. Look, how much have you shown Michael Myers' face in these last 3? And we know it's Jude Courtney. No disrespect to bold people, but we don't want to see Michael Myers bold. Like a cue ball. We don't want to see that, do we? Even bold people don't want to see Michael Myers bold, because it makes him look like an old dad. Like, we don't want to see that. And it's like, we've already shown half his face, back of his head, all sorts of that bald head. And now we're showing it again. It's like, give Michael Myers some respect. Jesus Christ, this is worse than Halloween 5 in terms of respect. Because at least in Halloween 5, when he unmasked, you didn't see the face. It's just a romance drama between Alison and Corey. That's the film. That is the film. There's no debate here. That is the film. Imagine me putting that to you when Halloween 2018 came out. This will culminate with a romance drama with Corey and Alison. You'd be like, what? Just get real. I'll tell you who else isn't in it. Lindsay. Lindsay, who survived Halloween Kills in a great scene. One of the only good scenes in that piece of shit. And guess what? She's not in this film. She's barely in it. You could have done so much more with the storyline. Have Lindsay, you know, be maybe a more, you know, she's looking after people in the town, and she talks to Corey about her experiences meeting Michael. She talks to Alison, all this stuff, but here she's just hanging around behind the bar with nothing to say. I can't believe it, guys. Was not in the slightest expecting to hate this. I was cautiously optimistic. This is not scary, this is not well executed, this has bad pacing, this has bad dialogue, this has bad writing, this has bad logic. This is one of the worst horror movies of the last 10 years. I'm shocked to hear that. Me say that. I'm in shock now. To realise how bad this is, I'm in shock now. I never thought it'd be worse than Halloween Ends Kills, but I think it possibly might be. What do you guys think of Halloween Ends? I'd love to hear it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If you love this film, tell me why. If you hate this film and agree with me, tell me why. Let's discuss it, because this has loads of things to discuss. Let's talk about Halloween Ends in the comments before my head explodes. But please subscribe and check out my original rant on Halloween Kills on the screen now. Check out other Halloween videos on this channel and other Movie Geek content. Subscribe if you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time.